Morning. I am here live on Facebook to offer you your first ever live yoga class here on my Facebook page. Let me know when you're live. Let me know you're here. Say hi. Well, just in case you don't know where I am, I'm actually in my flat in Brighton, and the lighting here isn't brilliant today, so it might be a bit shadowy, but the main thing is that you can see me and you can hear me. So once you're here, let me know that you can hear me all right. And we shall start in about 4 minutes. So, hi Laura. How are you feeling after yesterday's restorative class? Anyone else here say hi, just so I know you can hear me. So in case you are wondering what we're going to do today, I will tell people who join in a minute, but just to cover what we're going to do today, it's going to be 60 minutes of Hatha practice, mostly focusing on the legs and some core and balance, standing balance, and then ending in Shavasana. Hi Monica. So yeah, we shall start in about 3 minutes. Have you all got your yoga mats ready and you've told your people to not disturb you for an hour? I know what it can be like with if you've got children or partners or other people, boss maybe even on a Sunday, who wants your attention, but see if you can make this about you for 1 hour and you will feel so much better for it, and probably the people around you will appreciate you being in a better mood after an hour of yoga as well. So let me know on the comments how you're feeling this morning, maybe in one word, like are you feeling tired or stiff, or are you feeling energized? Hi Sally. Oh yeah, just do as much as you can. There's no problem whatsoever. Your 4-year-old might actually enjoy taking part with you. I've noticed that people with dogs as well. If you've got a dog, dogs absolutely love yoga as well. So, but yeah, just do what you can. Okay, we are going to start in 2 minutes. So make sure you've got your phone switched off unless you're watching this on your phone, so you don't get disturbed. And yeah, and your dog. So you've got a dog and a 4-year-old. Wow, that is going to require a bit of concentration for you this morning. So just do what you can. And that's the same with the whole practice anyway. I always offer that as a suggestion that if the postures feel too much for you on this particular day, then you kind of just back out. And I'm going to give options anyway to sort of make it more challenging or make it more softer. So good, you're feeling good, ready to do yoga with your 5 and 7-year-old. Oh wow, are they there now? Are they there with you? If you have children with you practicing yoga, that I would love for you to let me know at the end of the class what that is like for you, whether it helped or made it more fun perhaps, maybe not like it would be if you were going on your own to a yoga class, but you know, you're still practicing, you're here, you're showing up, you're being present. So all right, let's get going. So I'm practicing on my carpet. My mat tends to be slippery on carpet. Well, I think most mats are slippery on. If you've got a carpet as well, then just be aware that it might shift. I've actually put some tape on mine today to try and stop it from moving. And the lighting isn't brilliant here on my legs, but hopefully you can see me well enough. And next time I do this, I'm going to improve the lighting. But the main thing is you can hear me and you can see me enough. And let's get going. So come down onto your hands and knees, placing your wrists underneath your shoulders and your knees underneath your hips. And then start to tip the tailbone up, looking forwards. Lifting the belly the other way, so we're doing a few cat-cows just to warm the spine up now, dropping the head. And then moving the other way again, chest moves forward, belly lifts, rounding the spine, and see if you can bring a breath into it. So on the inhale, tailbone tips up, chest moves forward, looking forwards. And as you exhale, the belly lifts and the back rounds. Doing a couple more like that now. And exhale, last one. Bring your big toes together and take your knees apart and sit your hips back onto your heels for child's pose, taking your head to the floor. Stretching the arms forwards, hips move back towards the heels. Taking a few lovely deep breaths into the back. Feeling the back expand as you inhale, and as you exhale, the back softens. Then slowly rise up to hands and knees. Bring your knees underneath your hips, untucking your toes. Hold it here. Squeeze your inner thighs together. And then tuck your toes, moving your hips back towards your heels, lifting your hips up to downward dog. So lifting the hips as high as you can, pressing the hands into the floor and away from you. And let's bend the knees in this first one. Draw the lower belly back towards the spine and then up towards the lungs. So you're drawing the lower belly in Uddiyana Bandha. Then from here, walk your feet forwards towards your hands. And then just find a gentle swaying action side to side here. Maybe bending your knees. Taking a few breaths here. Then come to the center. Staying folded in half, resting your belly on your thighs. Staying there. And then bend your knees deeply, rolling up through the spine, one vertebra at a time. When you come to the top, roll your shoulders up, back and down. Okay, bring your feet together. We're going to go through some sun salutation variations now to warm up. Inhaling to reach the arms up, palms touch. As you exhale, fold all the way down. Fingertips to the floor. Inhale, lengthen the spine forwards. As you exhale, step your left foot back as far as you can take it and bring the knee down. Come to your fingertips, lift the chest. Tuck your back toes, lifting the knee, and step back to downward dog. Take an in-breath here. And as you exhale, walk forwards again towards the hands. Inhale to lengthen through the spine. Exhale, fold. Bring your feet together on this one. Palms touch. Inhale, rising up to stand. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, reaching up tall. Exhale, fold all the way down, Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthen, Ardha Uttanasana, chest moves forward. Exhale, step the right foot back this time, knee down. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, downward dog, lifting the back knee, step foot back. Both feet at the back of your mat for downward dog. And then inhale, come forward to a plank. Lower your knees, lower just the chest between the hands. And then lower the hips. Inhale, lift the chest for cobra. Exhale to child's pose. Inhale, come forward, hands and knees, tuck the toes, exhale, downward dog. Couple of breaths here. Walk your feet towards your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Bring your feet together. Inhale, rising up to stand. Reach up with the fingertips, looking up. Exhale, hands to heart. We'll do one more like that on both sides. Inhale, reaching up tall. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen through the chest. Exhale, left foot steps back, knee down. This time, rise all the way up to Anjaneyasana. Bring your arms above the head. Exhale, step back to downward dog. Front foot steps back. And then walk your feet up towards your hands. Inhale, lengthen through the spine, feet together. Exhale, fold. Squeeze your inner legs together now as you rise up to stand, lifting with the heart. Exhale, hands to heart. And again, the other side now. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Inhale to lengthen the chest towards the front. Exhale, right foot steps back as far as you can take it. Knee comes down. Press the front heel down as you rise up to a lunge. And exhale, hands to the floor. Step back to downward dog. Staying here for one breath. And then inhale forward to plank. Take your knees to the floor. Shift your shoulders forward above your hands and lower your chest between the hands. Then take your hips down. Inhale, lift cobra, lifting the chest. Hips stay on the floor. Exhale to downward dog. Staying in your downward dog for a few breaths. So I was just adjusting my mat. So stay here for a couple more breaths and then bend your knees. Look between your hands. Walk, step, or even if you feel ready for a little jump, you can jump to the top. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. And exhale, fold. Bring your feet together. Squeeze the inner legs together, the inner ankles, the inner arches. Then begin to lift the chest forward with a long back. Come up to stand, reaching the arms up. Exhale, hands to heart. And then pause here for a moment. Choosing one place to focus your gaze softly. Pressing the palms together, feeling your feet on the ground. So we're going to move through a couple of sun salutation A's, Surya Namaskar A. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, step back to plank. Come forward so shoulders are above the wrists. Hold it here. I'm slowing these ones down. And then lower the knees, or you can come through chaturanga into upward dog if that's your practice, or lower chest into cobra. Exhale, downward dog. So we're going to hold it here. If you need to take any movements in your downward dog, then do those. Checking that everyone's okay. So in your downward dog, take your feet so they're in line with your hips, and without moving your feet, squeeze the inner feet and the inner ankles, inner shins, inner groins towards each other, and have a gentle lift through the lower belly. Squeeze the inner arms together and yet broaden across the collarbones. Then walk, step or jump your feet to the top of your mat. Inhale, lengthen through the chest. Exhale to fold. We're going to come up all the way. Inhale, lift up, tall, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart. 2 more like that. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Inhale to lift the chest. Exhale, jump back chaturanga into upward dog or step back to plank like I'm doing. And you can either lower your knees first or come through chaturanga, or bring your chest down to the floor into your chosen back bend, cobra or upward dog now. Exhale, downward dog. Staying here for 3 long breaths. Pressing the palms forward and away from you. Pressing into the finger pads and thumb pads. Press down into the balls of the feet, lifting up the inner groins. Bend your knees, look between the hands, walk, step or jump to the top. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rising up. Reach the fingertips up above the head. Exhale, hands to heart. 1 more time. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. And exhale, chaturanga to upward dog or step back to plank with me. Holding it here. Either take your chest to the floor, coming into cobra, or come through chaturanga. Inhaling into upward dog or cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Connecting with your deep breath here, Ujjayi breathing if you know it. So we always breathe through the nose in yoga, unless we're doing a specific technique of breathing that requires breathing through the mouth. Feel your ribcage expand as you inhale. And at the end of your exhale, softly draw the groins up. Lower belly back. Look between the hands, walk, step or jump to the top. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up to stand. Palms touch. Exhale, hands to heart. We're just going to do 1, maybe 2 Surya Namaskar Bs. So if you haven't done it before, just follow along and do what you can. Bring your feet together. Big toes together and sit back into your heels, bending the knees, bring the arms up and exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana, your forward bend. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, jump back chaturanga to upward dog or step back with me to plank. Either lowering knees and chest to the floor like we've been doing or come through chaturanga. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, downward dog. Step the left foot forward slightly, turning the toes out, heel down. And step the right foot between the hands, warrior 1. Inhale, rise up, we're not staying. Exhale, downward dog. We'll miss out the middle of vinyasa and just come forward with the left foot. Take the back heel down. Inhale, rise up to warrior 1 here. Exhale, downward dog. This time, inhale forward to a plank. Either lower knees, chest in into cobra or lower chaturanga into upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Staying here. Reconnect with your breath now. So in your downward dog, try not to just jam your knees back to try to straighten the legs. Press the hands into the floor and away from you and feel how that lengthens the spine and lifts the hips. And then with the feet, spread the toes. Press the balls of the feet down and lift the inner groins up. Bend your knees, look between the hands, walk, step or jump to the top. Feet together, lift the chest. Exhale, fold. Inhale, bend the knees, sit down into the heels and reach up, Utkatasana, chair pose. Exhale, stand. We're just going to do one of those, so that was that one. We're going to move on, but let's stay here for a moment. Feel your feet on the ground, palms together. Okay, now take the hands to the hips. Bend your right leg a little bit and step the left foot back behind you into warrior two. So I'm aware that my legs look quite dark on the screen, so I hope you can see my legs okay. I will sort the lighting out for next time. Bend the front leg so the knee is over the ankle and the front heel is in line with the back arch, opening up the arms. Keep that front knee pressing outwards towards the little toe and keep turning the chest and belly to the side and take your gaze towards the front hand. Something that I see quite a lot in my classes is people reaching forward like this. Instead of that, press your front heel into the ground and bring your torso back so your spine is above the center of your pelvis. Couple more breaths. Okay, now from here, straighten your front leg. Bend again. Turn the front arm so the palm faces up. Bring your left hand down the back of your leg and reach up through the right. Reach, reach, reach. Keep lowering that front hip. It tends to pop up, so we're in reverse warrior. Either look up at your hand, or if that feels a bit kind of tight on your neck, you could look towards the back foot. Try to keep straightening through that back leg. Then come back to warrior two. Straighten your front leg. We're going into Trikonasana, so you may know already that you need to shorten your stride, or you could be okay where you are. Start tipping your right hip back and your left hip tips up, reaching forward, getting long underneath this lower side. And then take your hand onto the top of your shin, turn the belly and chest up to the sky. And if you've got quite mobile joints or quite a lot of flexibility in your hamstrings, just be mindful to send your left sitting bone down towards your heel so you're not arching your back. Okay, now from here, come all the way up to the center. Bend your front knee, coming into Parsvakonasana, extended side angle. Either taking your elbow onto the thigh, reaching the top arm over, or you can take your hand inside the front foot, or if you are used to practicing with your hand on the outside of the foot, and you can do that. If you've got blocks at home, you might want to place your hand on blocks. And then what I also tend to see in classes is this front hip starts to jut out and you kind of start swinging your hip out. So bring the hip underneath your body. And then bring your left hand to the floor. Walk your hands around to the center and all the way to the other side for warrior two on the other leg. So bend your left leg now. Line your front arch up with the back arch. Front heel up with the back arch. And come up. Check that you have got that alignment, knee over ankles, and your back toes are turned in slightly. Take your gaze towards the front hand. Inhale, straighten the front leg. Exhale, bend again. Turn the front arm so the palm faces up. Inhale, reach up to reverse warrior. So you're really lifting up through the left side whilst also dropping the left hip. Maybe look to the back foot or keep looking up. Inhale back to the center. Exhale, straighten the leg. Trikonasana. Inhale, reach forward. Again, think of moving that left hip back to get length between that hip and the armpit and the fingertips. Then turn your chest. Hand to shin, or you can bring it to the inside of the leg. Rooting down through both feet. From here, bend the front knee, extended side angle posture. Reaching the arm over the ear, turn the chest and belly up to the sky. Maybe taking the hand to the floor or keep the elbow on your thigh. So you actually want to get a rotation in the torso here. Then bring your right hand to the floor. Walk your hands round to the middle for a wide leg forward bend, Prasarita Padottanasana. Big toes are pointing forwards. Your big toes are actually in line with your inner heels. Then walk your hands back as far as you can, but keep the palms flat. Fingertips point forwards. And you want the elbows above the wrists if you've got your hands all the way back. And again, feel like you can squeeze the inner feet and legs towards each other without actually moving the feet. Rather than dumping your weight all the way down, have a lift by pressing down and drawing in. Returning to your breath. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, walk around back towards the front, the original front. Line your feet up for a lunge here. Then we're going to step the front foot back to downward dog. So either stay in your downward dog here or come forward to a plank for a vinyasa. And exhaling, either lower knees, chest, chin, or come through chaturanga into up dog. And ending in downward dog. Walk, step or jump your feet to the top. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rising up all the way to stand. Bring your palms together. Exhale, hands to heart. Take your hands to your waist. Bend your knees a little bit. Bring your weight into your right leg and lift the left foot off the floor. Then we're going to thread this left foot that's lifted back into a lunge. Just make sure that you haven't stepped that back foot directly behind the front foot. That would be really wobbly if it is. Instead, perhaps take the right foot out to the right a little bit more. Press the front heel into the ground and draw the torso back. And then reach the arms up. So these standing postures, when we hold them a bit longer, are very grounding. And that was my aim this morning, is to help you get grounded and strong. Inhale, straighten both legs. Take your hands to your hips. And what we're going to do is fold forward over that front leg. You can either keep your hands on your hips. You could take your fists together behind you. You could take elbows in each hand, or you could take reverse prayer. Inhale, lift the chest. Keep the front leg straight. Press down through the base of the big toe as you lean forward. Lengthen through the chest. Move the hips back. And then fold over that outstretched leg. So it's a bit of a balance. Draw the lower belly in. Keep pressing down the inside of that front foot to keep you there. Bend the front knee, take the hands to the floor. Just check that you've got that alignment there for your lunge still. Press the front heel into the ground and rise up again to lunge. And then we're going to twist to your right. So turn the belly and chest to the right, opening the arms out. Inhale back to the center. Exhale again into a twist, opening the arms. This time reach forward through the left hand. So get really long. Press, lift the back thigh up. Then we're going to take the hand to the floor. Take it out to the left slightly. Maybe take your right foot out to the right slightly and turn the belly and chest for a twist. If this feels too much today, just take your back knee to the floor. Try not to let that left shoulder roll in towards the knee. You want to keep rotating that left shoulder out. And then take the right hand to the floor. From here, straighten your front leg, come into the fingertips. And then bend again. Inhale up again to a lunge. Reach the arms up, crescent lunge. And then bring the palms together in front of you. And we're going to come into prayer twist. So turn the belly and chest, left elbow onto front thigh. Press the right hand into the left. I'll turn around so you can see me. So you've got right hand on top of left. Inhale back to the center. Exhale, hands to floor. Step to the top of your mat. Bring your feet together. So bring the big toes together. And exhale, fold here into Uttanasana. Then Utkatasana, chair pose. Sit the hips back. Lift the chest. Lift the belly away from the thighs. And reach the arms up, holding it here. If your shoulders feel tight today, then just bring your hands into prayer. And if you're like me and you tend to arch your lower back and flare your ribs, you need to draw the belly in to curl the sitting bones under a bit more. On your next exhale, fold forwards, all the way down. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. And exhale, fold. We're going to come up to stand, squeeze the inner legs. Inhale, rise up. Palms touch. Exhale, hands to heart. Pausing here. Feel the palms together. Okay, now take the hands to the waist. Shift your weight into your left leg, bending the knee, and lift your right leg. So we're doing the same thing on the other side now. Thread the right foot back. Find your lunge. And then reach the arms up. Taking the hands to the hips, straighten your front leg. And then take the same arm variation that you took on the previous side. Perhaps the hands stayed on the waist. Fists, elbows, or prayer hands. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, reach forward as you straighten that leg. Keep lifting the left hip, pressing down into the front big toe. And let the back heel move back. Draw the lower belly in, engaging into your center. So this is a wobbly one. If you're feeling wobbly, that's natural, especially if you're on carpet. Come forward, bend the knees, take the fingertips to the floor. Check that you've still got that parallel feet alignment. Coming up to crescent lunge, all the way up. Press down into that front heel, back heel moves back. Lifting up through the midline of your body. And then twist to your left now, turning your belly and chest to the left, opening up the arms. Inhale back to your lunge, come back to the center. Exhale again, turning. Oops. Inhale, reach forward through the front hand. Lift the back thigh and take the right hand to the floor. Bring your hand out to the right and maybe the left out to the left slightly as you twist. Remember, you can take the back knee down anytime. And then take the hand to the floor. Straighten your front leg momentarily. Inhale forward to a lunge again, fingertips on the floor. Press your front heel into the ground, rise up to crescent lunge. Palms touch. Exhale, right elbow to left thigh. Into your prayer twist. So connect with your breath here. Balance, strength, core. Focus. Keep lifting that back thigh. Come back to the center. Take your fingertips to the floor. Step to the top. Bring your feet together. Big toes together. Exhale, fold. Sit back into your heels for chair pose again. Either bring the arms up or bring the hands to the chest. Make sure you can see your toes. If not, shift your weight backwards into the heels. Draw the belly in. Squeeze your inner thighs as if you've got like one sheet of paper between your legs. Inhale to stand, pressing through the heels as you reach up through the fingertips. Exhale, fold all the way down to Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale for a vinyasa or step back to downward dog. So if you're still learning yoga, you take your knees to the floor, lower the chest, then lower the hips, shoulders move away from the ears, and lift the chest to cobra. If you would like to take a quick rest in child's pose, or you can stay in downward dog. So if you're in child's pose, coming back to your downward dog. And then from downward dog, we're just going to go through some plank variations now. So the first one is regular plank, coming forwards, bringing the shoulders above the wrists, pressing the heels back, curl the pelvis under, and really engage into your quadriceps, those front thighs. You've got an option to take the knees down if you're feeling particularly tired today, or you've got any other health reasons why that's better for you. Stay here. Press down into the inner hands. Make sure you're not rolling onto the outside edges of your hands. You want to press down through the base of your fingers, base of your index fingers and thumbs. A couple more. Take your knees to the floor. Bring your big toes together, coming into child's pose. You can either stretch your arms out in front of you or you can bring them down beside your body. And then slowly come up onto hands and knees. We're going to do some side plank variations now. So I'm going to, if you know side plank, you're welcome to take the full expression of the posture. But what I'm going to do is talk through the different options for it. So the first one, and it's always good to come back to basics anyway. So there's no kind of competition or anything. You're going to take your right hand forwards towards the top of your mat, and then walk your knees away from you so they're not under your hips. You've got a diagonal line from hips to knees. And then you're going to extend the left leg, lift up through the right hip, and lift the left arm. And then you can lift that top leg up. Keep pressing your right hip forwards. Try not to let that right shoulder roll in, roll it out, draw the shoulder blade down the back. And then we're going to do the other side, so take the left knee down, switch around to the other side, taking the feet behind you. Left hand is at the front of your mat. You've got that diagonal line between the left hip and knee. The knee is not underneath the hip. Extend the right leg, lift up the foot, lift up the hand. So this is a good side plank variation if you're working on your strength or if you've got any problems in your ankles. If you've got any problems in your ankles, Take the foot to the floor and then come back to the center. Rest for a moment in child's pose. If your head doesn't come to the floor in child's pose, perhaps get a cushion or something like a book or a block if you've got one and place it under your forehead. You want to be able to rest your head down on something. Okay, slowly rising up from child's pose. So you can do exactly the same version that we just did. You can miss it out, you come to downward dog, or you can come to child's pose. Or if you would like to take another option, come up to downward dog. Then step your left foot forward and turn the foot out. And your right leg stays long underneath you. You turn the belly and chest to your left. And now you're required to use a bit more strength in this version. So left foot is stacked under the left knee. You're extending the right leg out underneath. Really press away through that lower foot. Make sure you've got the entire outer edge of your right foot flat to the floor. Look at your right arm. If the hand is directly under the shoulder, then probably move the hand forward so it's not. Then reach the arms up. And then if you want to, you can swing the top foot. Either place it in front of the other foot or place it on top. Okay, bring the left hand to the floor. Coming to the other side. Rolling onto the outside edge of your left foot. Step your right foot in front of your belly. Check that your knee is stacked above the ankle. Reach the right arm up. And again, make sure that left hand is not directly underneath the shoulder. It needs to be forward about 3 or 4 centimeters. And perhaps take the right foot, place it either in front of the left foot or on top. With this one of the tricks is to really engage your feet and your thighs, and then press the left hand into the floor to lift the left side of the waist up. Take the right hand to the floor, come back to regular plank, and if you're feeling strong and you've got more experience, come through a vinyasa or make your way to downward dog. You may want to stay in downward dog or come to child's pose. So if you find that your wrists get a bit sore in plank, some people are just born feeling that feeling more, but it can also be a strength thing as well. So some people never get wrist issues, some people do. Sometimes it is a strength thing, and sometimes I think it's just what you're born like. So it's important to be mindful. Come to your downward dog. And then bend the knees, look between the hands, walk, step or jump to the top. Inhale, lengthen through the chest, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rising up to stand, reach the arms up. Exhale, hands to heart. Take the hands to the waist, bend your knees, step the left foot back for warrior 2. So you've got your front heel in the line with the back arch. Toes are turned out, but not turned back. This time you're going to take the right arm forward, roll the left shoulder in and wrap the arm behind the back. Some of you might be able to take those fingers around the back, around the inner thigh. Staying here, turn to gaze at your front hand. Keep reaching back with the torso and not leaning forward. Lower the front thigh, strong back leg. Inhale, straighten your front leg. Exhale, bend again. Turn the front arm and lift up, reverse warrior. Come back to the center, warrior 2. Straighten your front leg, keep your arms as they are for Trikonasana. So left hip moves back, reach forward, get long, 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 taking your hand onto the shin, turning belly, chest up to the sky. Try not to let your hips float out to the side, bring them back into the center. Press through the front foot. And then bend your front knee, either taking your elbow to the thigh or hand to the block or the floor inside your front foot. Again, wrapping the hand around the thigh if you can. If you want to take a bind here, take the right arm underneath the leg, then you're welcome to do that. Inhale back to the center, releasing the arms. Take the hands either side of the front foot, walk the front foot out to the right, coming to lunge. Then step the back foot to the top. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. And exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up to stand, squeezing the legs together as you do. Exhale, hands to heart. So we're going to do a tree pose now, balance. Standing on the left leg, right leg's going to lift. So lift the right knee, either taking the foot to the inner ankle, inner shin or inner thigh, taking the knee out to the side. If you are steady here, bring your hands to your chest. If you want to, you can reach the arms up. Press the inner thigh into the foot. Find a steady gaze, focusing on your breath. Bring your knee into the center, lower foot, lower hands. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, fold. All the way down to Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up again, reach all the way up. Exhale, hands to the chest. And then bring hands to waist, bend both knees. Step your right foot back, warrior two legs. So front heel in line with back arch. Turn the belly and chest. Reach forward through the front hand and wrap the other arm behind you. Hold it here. Press the front heel down. Inhale, straighten the front leg. Exhale to bend. Inhale, turn the front arm, reach up through that front arm, perhaps either looking up or looking towards the back foot. Try not to collapse into the back leg. Steady your breath. Come back to warrior two. Straighten your front leg. Keep moving your left hip back as the front leg straightens, reach forwards. Turn the belly and chest up to the sky, either taking hand to shin or inside the leg. Bend your front knee, extended side angle. So this time either taking elbow to thigh or hand to floor. If you took a bind on the last time, taking that now as well. And then take both hands to the floor. Come to a lunge with fingertips down. Step to the top of your mat. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale to fold. Inhale, rise all the way up to stand. Reach up tall. Exhale, hands to heart. Coming into tree pose on the other side. So it's taking your weight into your left leg. Actually, it's the other one, isn't it? So into the right leg. Lifting the left foot, placing it either on the inner ankle, shin, or inner thigh. So wobbles are normal. Taking the same arm variation that you took on the previous side. Make sure you haven't held your breath as you concentrate. Feel your ribcage expand as you breathe in. And as you exhale, draw the lower belly back, firming up your front thigh. Bring the knee into the center, lower the foot, lower the hands. Inhale, reaching up tall through the arms. Exhale, fold all the way to the floor. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. And exhale, either step back to downward dog or come through a vinyasa. Walk, step or jump your feet to the top of your mat. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, fold. Coming up to stand, reaching up. Exhale, hands to heart. Take your hands to your hips, bend your knees a little. Step the left foot back for warrior one. So we've done two lots of two. Now we're doing warrior one. Hips square to the front, back heel to the floor. So you want to have your big toes pointing more or less in the direction of your front left corner if your left foot is back. Front knee over the ankle. Press your front heel into the floor and draw your torso back and then reach the arms up. If you're comfortable in your neck and shoulders today, you could bring the palms together and look up to the hands. Come to straighten that leg now. Take the hands to the hips. Hop the back foot in about 5 or 6 centimeters. Straighten both your legs. Square your hips forward. Lengthen forward through the chest, folding over that front leg. If you can, take the hands to the floor. If not, just keep the hands at the hips, pointing the elbows up to the sky. Bend your front knee from here. Pivot the back heel off the floor so you're in a shorter version of a lunge. Then take the hands to the hips, come up. Hop your back foot in a little bit more and bend your front knee. Then lean forward with the chest. Start to straighten that front leg, lifting the back thigh for warrior two. Let's do a bent knee version to begin with, and then straighten the leg. Bend the right leg again. Take the left foot next to the right, coming into chair pose. And then come to stand. We'll do the same on the other side. Bend both knees, sitting back into your heels. Step your right foot back for warrior one. So warrior one, the hips are facing the front of your mat. We're not turning out to the side. Reaching the arms up. Draw the torso back. Pressing into the outer edge of your back foot. Inhale, straighten your front leg, hands to hips, hop the back foot forwards. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, reach forward through the spine and then fold over that leg. Bend your front knee. Turn the back heel so you're on the back toes now. Hands to hips, come all the way up. Hop the back foot in a little bit more. Keep moving that outer left hip back as you reach forwards. Bring your weight onto the front leg and then lift the back toes. I've got bad balance on my left. It's not bad, but I've got a bit of a hip injury. Come back to your lunge in my left hip, so my balance is a bit off. If you find the same thing with your balance, you find it easier and harder on one side more than the other. It might be just an imbalance that you're working with, that you're strengthening, you're stabilizing. So come to the top of your mat. Inhale, reach up through the arms. Exhale, fold all the way down to Uttanasana, forward bend. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. And exhale, fold. From here, bend your knees. Either shoot back to chaturanga into upward dog or step back to plank like I am. Hold it in plank. But if you're in upward dog already, come to downward dog. And then lower the knees, lower chest to the floor, lower hips, lift the chest, moving the arms away from the shoulders away from the ears, coming to downward dog. Or if you want a little rest in child's pose, we're nearly finished. We're nearly going to start cooling down in a minute. So taking some deep breaths here, whether you're in child's pose or downward dog, still soft ujjayi breath. Okay, coming to downward dog. Place your right foot between your hands and take the back heel to the floor as if you're about to do warrior two. And then take your left hand to your left hip, turning your belly and chest to the right, to the left. We're coming into Ardha Chandrasana, so it's a balanced posture. This might feel enough for you to stay here. If you would like a balance, take your right hand in front of your right foot. Hop your back foot in. Press down through that right foot to straighten the leg. And then you're going to turn the top hip out to the side. If you have balance here, then lift the top arm. Keep both feet really active. Active thigh, active. The whole body here is working to keep you stable. Then bend your right leg, taking the foot to the floor. Bring both hands to the floor. Step back to downward dog. And step the left foot forward. It's the last bit of challenge. Take your left hand forward. Shift your weight forward. Straighten the front leg, turning that top hip out to the side, but keep the inner thigh on that left leg rolling forwards towards the top of your mat. Belly and chest rotate out to the side, perhaps lifting the top arm. Take your hands to the floor, lower the back foot. Then bring that right knee onto the outside, onto the ground, outside the left foot. So we're coming to sit now. You might be relieved. We've done a lot of leg work today. So let's do the version when we have the right leg outstretched. I know the light isn't very good at the moment, so I hope you can still see my legs, but I'll bring the lighting, I'll improve the lighting for next time. So right leg's outstretched, left foot is onto the outside of the right leg. Reach up through the right arm. Exhale, twist to your left, placing the elbow to either on top of the knee or the outside of the thigh. Left hand to the floor behind you. Inhale, lift up through the spine. Exhale, turn from the navel center, taking your eye gaze gently around to the left. Turn back to the center, counter twist, so bring your left arm inside the left knee, twisting the other way momentarily. Come back to the center. We're going to do the same thing on the other side, so stretch out your left leg, bring your right foot to the outside of the left leg, reach up through the left arm, and exhale, turn to your right, left elbow to right leg, so opposite elbow to knee. Taking your gaze softly around to the right. Come back to the center, counter twist the opposite way. Come back to the center. So face the top of your mat, bring your feet together, come into Baddha Konasana. Let your knees roll out to the side, and then we're just going to take a very brief, soft Baddha Konasana. So your feet are together, your knees are out to the side. And just let yourself go here. You can let go of Ujjayi breath if you were using Ujjayi breath. Still breathing through the nose. And let your head drop. And roll up all the way. Come down onto your back. So bring your head to the floor. Coming in for a bridge pose. Walk your heels towards your hips. Make sure you can feel your heels more or less with your fingertips, so then you know you've got your feet in the right place. Bring your arms next to your body. Press your heels into the floor and start to roll your pelvis off the floor. Lower back lifts, upper back. If you're able to, then shuffle your shoulder heads underneath your back and interlace the fingers, straightening the arms. You're not trying to drag the arms down towards the feet, more like pressing the backs of the arms into the floor to lift the chest towards the face. Squeeze your inner thighs together. And then lower one vertebrae at a time, all the way from the top. Make sure the back of the pelvis is the last part of you to come down. Taking your feet as wide as your mat. Let your knees roll out to the left. Bring your arms away from your body and then take your head the opposite way. Letting it all go now. Letting go of all the effort. Softening. Becoming still. And then into the center. Over to the other side. Legs to the right, head to the left. Come back to the center. Bring your knees in towards you, hands around the shins. And then extend your legs out for Shavasana. So if this is your first ever yoga class, then Shavasana is where we stretch the legs out. The whole body is on the floor and we rest. So let your legs come a bit wider, take up space, bring your arms away from your body. And let the whole of the back body relax. Softening the muscles of the face. Allowing the muscles of the eyes to relax. Bring your gaze inward, softening the jaws and the tongue, the forehead, ears, the whole of the face, the whole of the body. Let the belly go and the inner thighs. The whole of the back body supported. The whole of the front body softens down. Start to gently move your fingers and thumbs, placing your feet onto the floor. Bring one knee in towards you and then the other knee, rolling onto one side of your body. And then press yourself up to sit. Finding a comfortable posture to sit or kneel. Bringing the palms. Actually, let's turn the palms up. We're still in the morning. So receiving energy for the day. Closing the eyes. Tuning back into your inner experience. Resting your awareness on your breath. Observing whether there's been any subtle changes to how you're feeling mentally, physically, emotionally. And then bring the palms together. Place the hands onto the chest, bowing the head towards the hands. Namaste. Thank you very much for being here live with my first ever live yoga class on Facebook. I'd love to know how you're feeling. So if you, before you go, I'm sure you've got things to do, but before you go, leave a little comment in the underneath. And if you're interested in staying updated about all the live classes I'm going to be doing, then there's a link in the description of this event where you can sign up your email and I will let you know when it's going to be live. So I'm definitely doing one monthly, and I'm probably going to do some kind of pop-up lives as well. So sign up to your email in the link. There's also, if you're interested and you live in Surrey and you live near Bisley or Bisley or West Byfleet, then you can come to one of my in-person classes, £5 for your first class. So there's also a link for that if you would like to join me. But I'd love to know how you're feeling, so let me know. Thanks, Carolina. Namaste, Linda. Thanks, Laura. I'm glad you're here. I can't see all the comments because on my iPad they start to disappear, so I'll read them back and comment in a minute. But it'd be great to hear how you feel. And yeah, just click if you're interested in coming to any of my live classes on Facebook. I'm going to be doing this monthly, an hour class the second Sunday of every month. So if you sign up to the email, you'll definitely get notified. And then I'm probably going to do some pop-up classes, maybe an hour, maybe shorter. So if you want to kind of do an early morning practice or an evening practice, then I'm going to start doing a few of those too for free. So thank you so much, everyone. Don't forget to leave your comments telling me how you feel now, how you found it. Thanks, Madeline. Oh, Maddie, hi. Well, you are beautiful, so that's why you're feeling stretched and beautiful. I will see you all on the next one, and if you're coming to my class this week, I'll see you there soon. Oh, Siobhan, thank you. Hi, Claire. Thanks. Thanks, Tina. Hi, Dina. Thank you. Well done. I'll just wait around a couple of minutes. So if anyone else wants to say anything, then I'll be here. Hi, Zoe. Oh, you stuck with it though. The challenge is part of burning off, purifying. So hopefully it will help you feel better. Thank you. Yes, see you soon. I'm saying bye to all these people that are commenting. It's great to see you all here. Thank you so much. Thanks, Carlos. Oh, the other thing I should say is if you want me to include something or do a particular practice, let me know. I always like to get feedback. So if you know what you want, then tell me what it is. Okay, I'm going to sign off now. Thank you all so much for being here. I can't wait till the next one. It's the second Sunday in December. The date is in the event description. So click going to make sure you can make it. Oh, Laura, your legs are tired. Yeah, it was a leg focus today. So well done. Oh, Maddie, thank you. My voice sounds great. Thank you. I was really worried about the audio working, so at least I got that working. I know the lighting's a bit rubbish, but I will work on that. But the main thing is the yoga. Okay, I am going to say bye now, and thank you all, and see you soon.